Right now, in July 2026, a game that came out in 2013 is still pulling over 150,000 people onto Steam on an average day. Not a remaster, not a sequel, the same game. And the wildest part isn't that it survived, it's how it survived. Because the story behind that is way stranger than anyone gives Rockstar credit for. GTA 5 launched in September 2013 and hit $1 billion in sales in just 3 days. Not just the fastest game to reach that milestone, but the fastest selling entertainment product of all time, beating out James Cameron films that had decades of cultural momentum behind them. That kind of launch usually comes with a sequel within 5 or 6 years. That's just how it works in this industry. You make $1 billion, you make another one. Except Rockstar didn't. They made GTA 5, and then they just kept making money off GTA 5 for 13 years. And I want to walk you through exactly how that happened, because there are a few things buried in this story that almost nobody talks about, including one decision Rockstar made that I think quietly explains everything, and I'm saving it for the end. Let's start with the money, because the numbers here are genuinely hard to believe. GTA Online's annual revenue peaked at an estimated $1.03 billion in 2021, almost entirely from Shark cards, which are the in-game currency packs you buy with real money to skip the grind. Think about what that means. A game that was already 8 years old in 2021 was generating over $1 billion a year from microtransactions alone. That's more than most full-A game launches earn in total. And it wasn't a one-year spike either. Cumulative GTA franchise revenue has reached $9.72 billion since the September 2013 launch. For context, that's more than most movie franchises make across their entire theatrical run, home video, and streaming combined. So the obvious question is, why would Rockstar ever rush a sequel when GTA 5 was printing money at that scale? And the answer is they wouldn't. They didn't need to. GTA Online had become something that a single-player sequel couldn't compete with. A live economy, a living world, a game that could be updated indefinitely without ever being finished. The sequel would have reset all of that. Every player would have started from zero. Every Shark card purchase would have stopped. So Rockstar didn't kill the golden goose. They just kept feeding it. But here's the thing. Rockstar didn't do this alone, and this is where the story gets genuinely interesting. There's a version of events where GTA 5 dies around 2016 or 2017. The hype fades, the online population thins out, and it becomes just another game people used to play. That version of events didn't happen, and a huge part of the reason why is a community that Rockstar spent years actively trying to destroy. In August 2015, Rockstar banned 3 of the people responsible for the FiveM mod from the Rockstar Social Club, calling it an unauthorized alternate multiplayer service that contains code designed to facilitate piracy. In November of that year, Take-Two reportedly sent private investigators to the home of one of the banned mod makers to pressure them into halting development entirely. That's not a cease and desist letter. That's sending people to someone's house. And it didn't work. The community kept building anyway. At its peak in February 2023, FiveM had nearly 270,000 concurrent players, almost double the number of people playing unmodded GTA 5 on Steam. Let that land for a second. More people were choosing a fan-built, unofficial, non-canon version of GTA 5 over the actual game, on a title that was already 10 years old. That's not a mod. That's a parallel game with its own economy, its own culture, and its own content pipeline, all built on Rockstar's engine, by people Rockstar had tried to shut down. Interest in GTA roleplay persisted, the community kept growing, and in November 2022, Take-Two changed GTA Online's mod policy to make it essentially the same as that of the single-player game, as long as a mod is non-commercial, doesn't violate IP rights, and doesn't mess with official multiplayer services. it's okay to use. And then, less than a year later, Take-Two Interactive acquired FiveM for $20 million in 2023. The same company that sent investigators to a developer's house in 2015 paid $20 million for that developer's work in 2023. That's the arc. That's the whole story of how Rockstar learned to stop fighting its own fans. And it took them 8 years, and a lot of embarrassment to get there. And if you think about it, GTA V's longevity isn't just a story about Rockstar's genius. It's partly a story about a community that refused to let the game die, even when the publisher was actively trying to stop them. Now I mentioned there's one more thing I've been holding back, and this is the one that reframes everything. But before I get there, if you're finding this interesting, drop a comment with what you think kept GTA 5 alive the longest. I'm genuinely curious whether people say the roleplay scene, the heists, the shark card grind, or something else entirely. And if you want to go deeper on how live service games actually work, the economics, the psychology, the design decisions, I've got a video on that right here that connects directly to everything we're talking about. Okay, the thing I want to leave you with. There's a question that GTA 5 fans have been asking for over a decade. What happened to the single-player DLC? Rockstar had talked about story expansions continuing Michael, Franklin, and Trevor's arcs. And then nothing. No expansions, no DLC, nothing. The story just ended. And for years, the explanation was that GTA Online was too profitable to bother. But there's more to it than that. Reports have surfaced that the planned story content, the single-player continuation that fans were waiting for, didn't get cancelled so much as it got absorbed. The missions, the set pieces, the narrative beats that were supposed to extend the campaign got folded into the Doomsday Heist and other GTA Online updates instead of being released as what players actually wanted. Rockstar didn't throw that content away. They repurposed it into the version of GTA 5 that made money. The sequel-ish experience that fans were asking for existed in some form. It just got quietly converted into a reason to buy shark cards. And that's the real answer to how GTA 5 survived 13 years without a sequel. It's not one thing. It's the combination of a live economy that made a sequel financially pointless, a modding community that kept the game culturally alive even when Rockstar was fighting them, and a series of design decisions, including the Doomsday Heist, the Cayo Perico Heist, the constant content drops, that kept the player base just engaged enough to never fully leave. As of February 2026, GTA 5 was still averaging nearly 160,000 concurrent players on Steam, across both the Legacy and Enhanced editions combined. It was also the most watched game on Twitch in 2025. A 2013 game, still the most watched, still 6 figures on Steam on a random Tuesday. That's not just longevity. That's something that almost no entertainment product in history has managed to pull off. You came into this video knowing GTA 5 lasted a long time. You're leaving it knowing why, and knowing that the survival story involves a publisher that spent years fighting the exact community it eventually paid millions to absorb. That's the part that changes how you see the whole thing.